Hey everyone, Jamie Makes here from Miss Paper, and today I'm starting a 6x8 mini album that I'm using to document a trip that my family took to Hawaii last October. I'm starting this a little differently than I've kind of ever started an album before. I'm actually using a prompt stamp from Everyday Explorers Co. It's the Spring Summer Prompt Set. And here at the beginning, I'm just flipping through to show that this is a total work in progress. There's still photos to print, there are still pages and cards to decorate. But first, what I'm going to do once I finish this flip through is focus on using those prompt stamps. And the first thing I did was make a list of the prompts that I thought would work for the album, and then just using little page flags, I marked where I thought they might work. And then for each of these, I'm using a circle label and decorating them based on the colors of the page that I'm going to be adding them to. So I'm making decisions about what color of little circle I should use, and then what pattern paper I might add to it, what other embellishments I might add. And so for just to start, I am simply stamping one of the prompts directly onto the circle. And then I'm using my circle punch to cut out half circles from all of the various pattern paper pieces that I have left over after I cut up some pages to create my own journal cards. And then what I will do as I'm moving forward in this process is go back and add either other little embellishments, other stickers, just various things to kind of zhuzh up these little label prompts. I really loved all of the sentiments that were included in this set. There were so many that I could use, and even though this is a spring summer prompt set, and my family took this trip in October, which is neither season, so many of the prompts worked for a beach themed album, a travel album. Or if you're lucky enough to live by the beach, obviously you can utilize these as well. And then some of these also could be utilized for days at the pool. It's a pretty generic, I would say. No, it's not necessarily generic. It's just that they're so open-ended that you could use these for days at the beach, for days at the pool, for days near water, for hot days, just for many different reasons. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start out using these little prompts, because you have to have a starting point in any album. And like I said, I've never done it this way before, where I am going through an album looking to add embellishments first off, and then kind of going back and doing my journaling and those kinds of things. So really, this is a quick and simple way to get started on an album. Look for some prompts, see where you can include those prompts in your albums, add them as I have. I'm adding the majority of these, I think actually all of these, directly on top of the page protector. So that makes it a little bit harder to photograph these in the end, but that's okay. I mean, I really like the look of them kind of floating on top of the page and not really being beholden to having to keep them in a very strict, 4x6 or 3x4 format. I could actually overlap in some cases, and I really enjoy doing that. At this point, I am finishing up with stamping the prompts directly onto the circle labels and then adding just some pattern paper at the top. And what's coming next is me flipping back through all of those and adding little embellishments. So for the first one, I turned to, for this entire album actually, I purchased a lot of Heidi Swapp's, two of her collections, Art Walk, and then I think the other one is called Carefree. I will have what is still available linked in the description box on YouTube. But that's where I pulled heavily from, those two sticker books from Heidi, and then just my sticker collection in general. This is an older, I think, mini sticker book from Amy Tangerine, and I'm just going to be going back and forth trying to figure out other shapes to add alongside these circle labels. I'm adding stickers and then also adding a bit of dimension with some puffy stickers. And then at the very end, I pull out my enamel dots to include directly on top of the page protectors, like I said already. Um, and it's just playing and layering and making sure that the little items balance each other out in terms of size and shape and color even. I try not to overthink it. This is the one page though that I worked so hard on because I did it once, picked it all up, did it twice, picked it all up, did it 3 times, picked it all up, then I just left it. And then it wasn't until I was coming back at the very end that I figured out how to make this one work. I just couldn't make, I think it was the fact that there was some of the labels showing above and below the like magenta paper strip that I added there. And so my solution in the end, as you'll see in some of the photos at the very end of this video, was to actually just cut off the bottom part and have a half circle there. It was a easy solution, and I'm happy that I persisted in fiddling with this little cluster because it was wrinkling my brain trying to figure out how to make that one work. I also pulled out washi at times to add a little bit more color. I have tons of washi. It's sitting in little drawers right to the left of me on my desk, and so I had fun pulling out various colors and really just having fun and not focusing too much on a specific color story or color theme. I am mainly working with the colors that are in the photos themselves, and then also incorporating the pattern papers from Heidi Swapp and the stamps from Everyday Explorers Co., and then just having fun. And some of my clusters are like 1 or 2 things, and some of my clusters are several things. But for this guy, all I needed to do was add 1 puffy star, and I called it a day. This one was fun because I scattered 2 across this page, and I'm adding this fun washi that I haven't used in forever. I have no idea who manufactured it. I probably would never have used it if my washi hadn't been sitting directly on top of my desk and was like at eye level. So I'm happy that I'm using supplies that I probably would not have used otherwise. And I like playing with just all the little bits and pieces, flipping through my puppy stickers to figure out what works. And like I said, I'm just trying to balance colors. I'm trying to balance like icons. I'm trying to balance size. And for these, as I learned earlier on, that simpler is better. And I just really love how so many of these came together quickly, and some of them were a little bit more work, but they all came together in the end. So here are the photos of the finished pages, and I posted still images of these over on Instagram at Misc Paper. That's MISC Paper. And you can also click the link in my YouTube banner. But for info on the product I used, check out the links in the description box on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it and or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Jamie Makes, signing off.